Overshot with the Investing News Network, and I'm here at day 2 of PDAC, and joining me today is Randy Smallwood, President and CEO of Wheaton Precious Metals. How are you today?
Fantastic, Nicole. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.
So how has the conference been so far?
It's good. It's Sunday's always a bit of a start off. Everyone sort of gets rolling, and so I always think of Monday as the first full day of activity, and it's been great.
Okay, great. So I'm going to start off with gold. So prices have risen this year. Mm-hmm. They've come up from the slump they've been experiencing from 2018. Do you think this is a trend that is going to continue for this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously bullish long term. I just hate putting timelines to it.
Right.
But long term, we are very bullish in precious metals. It's a store of value, and we just see it as being a very nice liquid store of value that will provide good avenues for investment for a long time going forward. We'll see some ups and downs. Nothing ever goes smooth in any one direction. We've seen a little bit of a peel back in the last couple of days, but there's definitely long-term strength in the precious metals market as a whole, right, including gold.
Okay. And do you have any kind of price prediction of where you think it might even out for 2019?
Higher than where it is now.
Okay.
Yes, no, we definitely see strength. So lots of good reasons. When you look around the world, it's pretty easy to find all sorts of positive factors for investing into gold.
Okay. Now, despite gold rising, silver has remained relatively flat. Mm-hmm. Do you think that this might be the year where it picks up some steam, or it's kind of hard to tell at this point?
Yeah, it's actually something that we saw when we started our company 15 years ago. We were focused on silver, so we understand the silver market pretty well. Silver always lags gold, but when it moves, it'll outperform, and we have seen that. Silver itself has gone from $13 to $16, and that percentage gain is much more than what we've seen in gold over the last couple of months, right? And so it always outperforms. The negative, of course, it's a higher beta, but the negative is that it outperforms in both directions. But in an upward movement, silver will outperform. It's a much more volatile metal. It's a smaller market, and when investor demand moves on silver, it will go. And so we're pretty comfortable. I'm actually more bullish on silver prices than gold, just because there's better fundamentals behind silver. But I'm still happy investing into gold too.
Right. There has been a lot of chat, even in some presentations that we saw yesterday, about silver outperforming gold, and they think that it will happen this year. Mm-hmm. Do you see that happening, or are you just kind of along for the ride?
The fundamentals definitely support it. We are a society. We as a planet constantly are looking for increased efficiencies in electronics and mobility, and we all want to be super powerful, connected. Silver has this one attribute that makes it very unique. It conducts electricity better than any other noble metal. And so consumption of silver, the industrial demand of silver, is now more than half of silver consumption, or half silver produced, gets consumed in industrial applications. High efficiency electronics, solar panels, mobile electronics. And so we've got this underlying fundamental increase in demand that provides additional support beyond the fact that it's a precious metal and a store of value. And so I do think that that's going to continue to, as we as a society continue to move down that path, silver is going to play a bigger and bigger role. That being said, I mean, gold also looks very, very attractive for us. In fact, the entire precious metal spectrum.
Okay. And my last question on silver, while we're talking about it, do you think that there is a chance that it will adopt the M&A strategy that the gold space is seeming to adopt right now?
Well, then you would say that you've seen some of that. Pan American just bought Tahoe, so there's a transaction that was focused on silver, and in fact, and pushed down that path. So we have seen a bit of that already. The silver space is a lot smaller than the gold space. It was one of the reasons why we shifted our company into the gold space back in 2013 in a big way, and we're now more a gold company than we are a silver company. Is that there's so much more opportunity set within the gold space, but the much smaller silver space, there's going to be consolidation opportunities. The time is ripe for that kind of stuff in the entire mining spectrum, I think.
Okay. Switching precious metals a little bit, I have to touch on palladium because it is rallying so much right now. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's sustainable?
Precious of the precious metals. Palladium. Of course, we made our first investment into palladium last June. The Stillwater mine, Sibanye Stillwater's operation in Montana, which is an incredible asset. I'm a geological engineer by background, so a technical background. That's one of the most beautiful ore bodies I have ever seen, 45 kilometers long. It's going to be producing metal for a very, very long time. And so yeah, Palladium has gone for a beautiful run. We invested, Palladium was trading just over $900 when we invested, and it's peaked, so far it's seen it's up over $1,500 and getting close to $1,600 an ounce. The demand fundamentals behind it are sound and strong. The increase in environmental requirements means a higher requirement for catalysts, and that increase in demand is going to drive palladium prices. There's strong support for it. They just can't find enough of it for the demand out there. So again, we're very bullish. Timed that one very well in terms of our investment, and reaping the benefits of that now.
Okay. Switching gears a bit, we're going to talk about Wheaton now. I know that your company was above your 2018 forecast. Can you just tell me a little bit about what the catalyst behind that was?
Well, our company is focused. We've always focused on investing into high quality assets, and we judge quality by the margins. But one of the reasons we invest into high quality assets is because it's also the first place that our partners invest into, because that's where they make their most profit. And so we see that continuous reinvestment always deliver better returns than what we originally forecast. And 2018 was just like that. The Salobo mine continued to outperform for us. We had good performance in terms of gold production from Salobo. We had a bit better silver production out of San Dimas than what we expected. Some of that had to do with the timing of the transaction, or the closing of the transaction. But we're seeing growth all the way across the board. Peñasquito, we call 2018, even though we exceeded production, it's still a foundation year for us, and we see nothing but growth beyond this. We've got a very strong growth profile coming over the next 5 years. So 2018 was our foundation year, and we're building on that.
Okay. And now looking into the future, since we're talking about it, do you have any projects that are on the horizons that you would like to talk about, or any exciting news coming up for this year?
Well, the growth that we see. We just finished an analyst tour. We had over 20 industry analysts down at the Peñasquito mine, Goldcorp's Peñasquito mine in Mexico, where they've just finished off the pyrite leach circuit and the carbon pre-float circuit. And that's going to be ramping up. We're seeing higher grades coming out of the Peñasquito, so we're going to see the growth in the next few years. A lot of it's going to come from Peñasquito. We've got the Blitz project at Stillwater that's coming on stream over the next few years. We've got the Pampacancha zone at Constancia that's coming forward. Phase 3 is still under construction at the Salobo mine. San Dimas is just going to continue to get better and better as First Majestic brands that asset and gets in there and starts reaping the full benefits of that. So we've got, and all of that is organic growth. That doesn't cost us anything. We have no more capital commitments. What we have potentially coming down the pipe over the next while is the Rosemont permit with Hudbay, as they continue to get closer and closer to getting a permit and commencing construction on that. It's a very good asset for us, and we've got all sorts of other optionality. And so, yeah, it's just a good, strong growth profile we have going forward.
Great. So a lot happening on the horizon.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting year. This is a year where we, 2018 was a foundation year for us. 2019 is going to be growth, and we see in excess of 10% growth just organically in the next 5 years.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Nicole, it was a pleasure.
Thank you. I hope the rest of the conference goes well for you.
And you too.
Thank you. And once again, I'm Nicole Rashad with the Investing News Network. I'm here with Randy Smallwood, President and CEO of Wheaton Precious Metals.